What is up, geocachers? This is Keats94 and welcome back to Squamish, British Columbia, one of my favorite places near the lower mainland. Behind me is Zeppelin94 and we are going to be looking for some more geocaches newly published in Squamish. So come along with us for some more geocaching adventures. So geocaching has taken us to this interesting location. We're getting weird looks by drivers, but hey, you know what? It's okay. Yeah, it's gonna catch on eventually. People are gonna be like, hey, you know, they've been stopped here for a long time looking for their mail, and we're like, we're looking for more than just mail. We're looking for a geocache. Remember when I had said in my last episode it's January? Well, now it actually really does feel like summertime. And it's only been about less than a week since the filming of that last episode. So right now, still no luck for this cache. It's gonna be here somewhere, but no luck at the moment. And we think it has to do with something to do with the metal. Maybe it's magnetized. So everybody, we found it. We found the cache. It's right here. We're not going to show you where exactly it went, where we found it. It was actually in a really clever spot. So you'll have to come up to Squamish to find this excellent geocache placed by Peanut Boltev. So shout out to them for creating a very cleverly hidden geocache, and definitely worth coming out to find. So folks, one of the things I recommend when you're looking at a geocaching map and planning your next geocaching adventure is if you see a multi-cache on the map, it might be a good idea, depending on how accessible it is, to do that multi-cache first so that you know kind of where the multi-cache final is. I find from my experience as a geocacher that I have made my way to geocache sites where I've realized, oh, the multi-cache final is a bit of a ways away, I've had to backtrack. So to minimize backtracking, do that multi-cache first and then find out where you need to go from there, because what we're doing now is we are going to tackle some traditionals after we've obtained the coordinates for the multi-cache, and then after that we'll try to find the multi-cache. Okay folks, we found the first stage and we're going to make our way to the next stage. We're not going to give away the final coordinates, but it's somewhere in Zeppelin94's hands here, and yeah, no, it's going to be it's gonna be great. We'll see where this cache is. I want to do a quick shout out to Cache Canada, Dave Westhouse. He has a great phrase that he uses in his geocaching videos. He says, "Where will geocaching take you?" And I think that's what's awesome about geocaching, is that it takes you to some pretty awesome places. And this place is pretty nice on the west coast of British Columbia, Squamish. And it is an outdoor person's paradise. You got lots of rock climbing, you have lots of hiking opportunities around here, as well as kayaking, not to mention some excellent geocaches. So once this pandemic finally lifts, come out to Squamish, folks. It is an awesome place to visit and check out, as well as some excellent cafes. You can check out if you're into kiteboarding, this is a kiteboarder's paradise. So after obtaining the final coordinates for this multi-cache, we have successfully found the multi-cache. It's official, folks! Yeah! And after finding some traditionals in the area, we actually held off and found the final afterwards. As per the location of this final, it was kind of off where we were going, so we saved this one for later and ended up finding it. Nice one to add to the list. Multi-caches do not get enough love, so it's nice to have this one crossed off the list. And folks, welcome to the downtown area of Squamish. Here we are standing on the Squamish River as it winds its way to Howe Sound. Behind me is the Squamish Chief. It is the second largest exposed monolith in the world. Over here, we are also standing at an Adventure Lab stage. So when you come out to Squamish, be sure to do an Adventure Lab, take in some of the sights and sounds of this gorgeous little town, and be sure to check out the farmers market every Saturday. At the site of another geocache here in Squamish, a really great hide by Finderhan. Do check out his geocaches over here in Squamish. And it was right behind us here and we put it back. Hey everybody, from a few episodes ago, you might remember a geocache that we DNF'd in my first Squamish episode. Well, we are back and we have avenged this DNF. So it was the fading hours of the day. We were kind of, just finishing up our caching adventure, and we wanted to find that one more cache we wanted to find, and no luck. And the name of the cache, it's called Better Luck Next Time. And so we, in fact, got better luck next time, as in right now. So the geocache site from the first episode was quite dark. Check out this awesome tree. And in the fading hours of the daylight last episode in Squamish, we searched this tree high and low. In recent months, there have been an incredible blossoming of geocaches in the Squamish area. So of course, what ends up happening is we come up here, find a whole bunch, and you bet that eventually in the next week or so, we might see another geocache pop up here after we found all of them in the area. We'll see what happens. That tends to happen. Reviewers, I'm keeping an eye out. And yet, at another geocache site here in Squamish, we found another fake rock geocache. We're not going to show you exactly where it is, but here it is. There's the container right there. Bingo. It's called Off to a Rocky Start. Very apropos name for the hide, for sure. And we are right now in the Brackendale suburb, I guess. It's a suburb. I don't know if it's what do you call Brackendale? It's not really a town, so I'm going to say it's a neighborhood of Squamish. It's just located north of Squamish. A bunch of new caches got published here, so we're going to go ahead and find a few of them. So stay tuned. We are getting closer to yet another geocache called Mr. Green Tree. As you can see, we are surrounded by a lot of green trees and featuring a lot of moss. You can tell that We are in a very damp part of Canada. Just very algae infested. We found it, folks! It's a green thing! We've risked our lives to get the green thing. Actually, no, it was a pretty risk-free find. In this awesome forest in Squamish, British Columbia. Another geocache found! Yay! We found it. It is a very nice colored camo. Blends in quite nicely to the stump. Some great kid-appropriate swag. Here we have Canadian Cacher. Shout out to Land Sharks, by the way, for supplying the container. I believe this was by them, or at least the container and the logbook. As you can see, this is a Land Sharks branded logbook with the Land Sharks logo. Check out their website, landsharks.ca, for all your geocaching needs on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest. They have some excellent gear, and their swag and everything is found all over British Columbia and elsewhere. This is Scotch broom, folks, and it is an invasive plant. While it is very nicely yellow with a lot of bees appearing to be pollinating it, it is an invasive plant. It is choking out some of the native plants in the area, but still quite pleasant to look at, I have to admit. Welcome to the Squamish River, everybody. It is a river that goes into Howe Sound. It starts way up in the mountains north of Squamish. It kind of starts northwest of Squamish, essentially right where the glaciers begin. I have been up to the Squamish Valley once, and it is a really gorgeous spot. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. The one thing I noticed of the vehicles that we saw up on that Squamish Valley Road, the vast majority of them were Subarus. And I do not know why, but that is such a trend over here. Squamish seems to have a lot of Subarus. And just like West Vancouver has a lot of Teslas. So, I don't know, Subaru is definitely an outdoorsy person's vehicle, but that's what I just noticed around here, is people like their Subarus. And folks, one of the things you might notice in Squamish is a lot of cliffs, and I gotta watch where I'm putting my feet. A lot of people like climbing these excellent cliffs. Another cliff in Squamish, British Columbia, and as you can see, if the camera picks it up properly, you might be able to see those metal nails. Those are used to put rope in. I'm not a climbing expert, but this is definitely a popular climbing wall for climbers, rock climbers, and there's a geocache nearby. We found yet another geocache in Squamish, and it is a very nice, coveted plastic ammo can official geocache. This is a sticker from the Land Shark store, I'm pretty sure, making tracks. Finderhand, the owner, was very original with the way that you sign the logbook. In this bag, you have a bunch of little hexagon pieces. And on these hexagon pieces, basically, sign your name. So, very unique. I like that kind of style. So we signed our names on hexagon pieces, and we have now put them in there. And we got one cacher, please. Take something, leave something. With a smiley face. Can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned smiley face. Alright, gonna close that up and put it back where the geocache so rightfully belongs. Folks, thanks so much for watching another episode of Keats94’s geocaching adventures here in Squamish, British Columbia. Thank you for coming along on this adventure. Tune in to Fridays at 10 a.m. for a brand new episode, and thanks so much for watching.